Coronavirus and partisanship. Those two words should not really be in the same sentence, should they? And yet we're seeing a lot of examples of this happening, and I worry that we're seeing more examples in ways that are getting pretty damaging. One of the first sort of clear-cut examples of all of this happened months ago when President Donald Trump was saying, hydroxychloroquine, it's a great drug, it's going to do all these great things, it'll be a miracle drug. Well, we've been used to 4 years of Donald Trump asserting X, and then a whole bunch of people step forward and say Y. They say, no, that can't be true, and here's why. And, it's a partisan issue. Donald Trump says this on climate change or borders or national security, and then you have all these experts on CNN step forward and say, no, it's totally wrong, and so forth. And they got themselves into the position where if Donald Trump says something, they must automatically cobble together people to reject it. So we saw with hydroxychloroquine, Trump says, okay, this is a great drug, and then the automatic assumption, well, it must be wrong because Trump said it. It's kind of dismaying, isn't it? I mean, maybe he's wrong, and I know you can Google around and there's all the latest research on that hydroxychloroquine, but this should not be a partisan issue at all. So what if Donald Trump says it is or it isn't a good drug? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It has no bearing on anything the American president says. Just answer the question and don't devise your opinions on what Donald Trump has to say about that darn drug. Maybe you're a Republican, maybe you're a Democrat, you like the guy, you hate the guy, but come on, you gotta filter out really important questions like our healthcare in a non-partisan way. Now I worry we're just seeing more and more examples of that, and not just over in the United States, but here in Canada. One thing I've been dismayed about is how there is a lot of progress being made on the coronavirus file, and there is a lot of good news out there. Things about how therapeutics are improving, treatments are improving, hospitalizations are less likely to lead to deaths, and they have positive outcomes sooner in terms of getting people out of the hospital, shortening their stays, and so forth. Things that people aren't discussing. You may know that I've written a number of articles on comorbidities, revealing that 75% of the people in Alberta who died of coronavirus died with 3 or more underlying health conditions, and the number of people who had no underlying health conditions were 2.5%. Those are facts released by the Alberta Health Services. I've written about this a few times. Well, a lot of people are for some reason unhappy with that. Health Minister Patty Hadju even implied that this was fake news and dangerous. That was it. Fake news and dangerous. That's what she said about my writing in the House of Commons. And the reason she said it is because this Conservative MP, Rachel Harder, she shared it on Facebook and so forth, and people politicized the whole thing. And I'm going, hold on a second. Who cares? And I get the point that someone out there, the Liberal government, wants to make a Conservative MP look bad. I mean, that's been going on since time immemorial. But we're just talking about facts here, facts that are put out by the government. And you should not be getting into these sort of bizarre partisan scraps over data about coronavirus deaths or about a drug. Does it work? Does it not? It's really a question about science. And yet right now, there are so few people who want to actually discuss it that way. At the beginning of this, they said, trust the experts, trust the science. And a lot of people just aren't saying that anymore. And I think that's kind of worrisome.